It just says waiting for Ed Helms. That's like being on the set of The Office. We're like, how come we're not shooting? We're waiting for Ed Helms because of the plumes of pot smoke coming out of his trailer and the girls and the cocaine. I'm texting him, trying you again. There he is. Let's try this again.
Hey,
Wait a second. Wait a second. What's happening here?
hey, how are you?
How do I know that this is Ed Helms?
This is definitely Ed Helms. I don't know if you're aware, but in Los Angeles, we're required to wear facial coverings.
But you could just be a general white guy. You could just be like general white guy with a handkerchief. I don't really know. And then Ed Helms could be. You have to prove. But do you have to do the sunglasses? Is sunglasses required in Los Angeles?
Yes, yes, for UV protection. But I'm actually, I'm, I'm robbing a bank. So just give me a
Oh,
second.
okay. Well, thanks. Are you in mid-bank robbery? Are you
Yeah, but they're cool. My guys are on top of it. So I
okay,
got.
great. Well, this won't take long. It's like a 10-minute conversation. You get right back to it.
All right, great.
But but I know times are tough now for us television celebrities, and bank robbery might be in the cards. So I get it. I totally get it.
Yeah. Well, it's as a bank robber slash cowboy, I'm kind of resentful that everyone's taken my look, with the bandanas over the face. It's
Right,
that's
right.
my whole vibe.
That's they
So,
kind of they stole your thunder there. Amazing.
so yeah,
Nice to see you, Edward.
it is wonderful to see you, Rainn. You look great. You look like um, a member of Steve Zissou's Life Aquatic team.
Yeah, it's a little bit French Marine as well. I was saying earlier in this broadcast, do you call this a broadcast? I don't even know that I look like Where's Waldo a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's
Doesn't he have
accurate.
a
Doesn't he have
stripy
a
thing
red
and a
striped
red?
shirt?
Yeah,
Yeah, something like that.
something like that. Anyways, a little bit of French and uh, it's good to see you. I haven't seen your face in a while. I've heard your voice here and there and the occasional texts. And I don't want to like freak everybody out, but occasionally we discuss recording country roads together. Occasionally discussions are had.
Yes, that those discussions have ramped up.
Are they ramping? They have ramped up in the last
Uh,
couple months.
yeah, so let's figure this out. I don't want to again. I don't want to freak anybody out either, but um, there is
Yes,
technology available to people who are in isolation to record music together.
that's right.
I think. Well, let's just see what we can figure out.
Let's see what we can figure out. I don't want to like all of a sudden have this be front page news or something like that, but there will take some it will take some finagling and some doing
It'll
to
take some
figure this out.
finagling and doing, and it should be noted that neither of us has any clue what we're doing.
Yes, that
Oh,
and especially me. You're a professional class musician. I'm just a rank amateur at best.
yeah,
But
I'm very definitely. I'm very professional class at everything I do.
in everything you do. What is with the stairs behind you? Where that is this in the bank? Is this in the just outside the lobby of the bank or something like that?
Bank
It's a lot of
robbery,
railings.
bank robbery in progress. I'm actually in a chair. That's a chair. Yeah,
Okay. It looked
and
like stair railings.
there's a curtain behind me,
Yeah. It's a
and
little oh, I see. Oh, okay.
yeah,
It's a little blurry on the Instagram, so yeah.
I I lied to you. I'm not robbing a bank. I'm sitting on my.
Oh, Damn you! You know how gullible I am, Helms. Hey, Ed, I haven't seen your movie yet, but it looks hysterical. Coffee and Kareem.
Yep.
It's
I
a
mean, we got a
action
yeah,
action
action
comedy.
comedy. We got a great pun title, and it's great. It's really really fun. I'm super proud of it. It's on Netflix, and it was the #1 movie for I think most of last week when it came out. So people are
That's
digging it.
awesome.
It's
I've
not
heard
for
lots of
kids.
great things online. Everyone is saying like you've got to see it. It's really great. So it's on my watch list for this weekend. Walter, my son, who you know very well, is 15, so it's probably now age appropriate for him. So we'll
I think he
definitely
could
be
watch
checking
it
that
now.
out.
I wouldn't show it to anyone younger than that.
Yeah, it has a little bit of raunch factor in it.
Yeah, I mean, it's mostly just bad language, but it's like unbelievably bad language. That's part of the tone of the movie. I mean, it's really kind of a throwback to those '80s cop comedies like Beverly Hills Cop and Die Hard and all that sort of stuff. Um,
Right.
and there's yeah, let's just say I blushed a lot while we were shooting.
And you're shooting it with a kid too, so you're swearing in front of a kid.
Well, the kid's doing most of the swearing, so that's actually
Okay,
part of
got you.
the fun. But yeah,
Well, that's great. And how's the family and how are you taking care of yourself during this quarantine, this very strange pandemic time?
well, we're actually very lucky to be doing quite well. I feel lucky that I like my family. I love my family. Everyone loves their family, but I actually like my family too, which is
That's great.
the luxury.
Yeah,
Um, and
I'll trade
uh,
you.
um, but we have good days and some not so good days. I have uh, some some friends that are really in tougher circumstances, and even with some really struggling with some COVID-19 stuff in their lives,
Wow.
and in a very real and very scary way. And I'm uh, you know heartbroken and trying to be as supportive as I can from so far away for the people that I know in those situations.
Yeah.
Um, and so, uh, so there's a lot going on. It's tricky sometimes to, I think, the uncertainty of where we're headed, um, in terms of like when things will start to happen again and when we'll be allowed out of our homes again. That
Hmm.
uncertainty has been gnawing at me a bit and kind of I think messing with my mental health on a few occasions. But I really, for the most part, I feel so lucky and grateful to be doing really pretty okay, and I don't have a lot to complain about.
Yeah.
Um, so so yeah, you're sweet to ask, but thank you. We're doing pretty well.
And do you have one of the things we talk about here on this show, Hey There Human, is we talk about mental health coping tips. Are there things you and your wife and daughter do that kind of keep you sane and things that you've found that have helped you through these dark and difficult weeks?
Well, yeah, there are a lot of things, and they're they're fairly uh, obvious. Um, Exercise is one. We just try to get
Yep,
at least one vigorous walk or something in every day,
sure.
uh, and sleep is probably that's one of the biggest ones, and it's kind of hard for us because our daughter's so young, so we're up very early, a lot earlier than we want to be, and sometimes it's easy to stay up later than you want to, but then when you have to get up
Yeah,
early, you sort of screw yourself. But sleep is huge, and when I do get enough sleep, I find I'm so much more resilient and like able to process difficult emotions or whatever's going on.
right. Yeah.
Um, and And then I think rituals are very important. Just even simple things like cooking dinner, or
Hmm.
for us, our bedtime ritual with our daughter is a really nice kind of fixture as part of our day. Um, I try to avoid news too
Yeah.
much,
Yep.
to varying degrees of success. Uh, I've some days I kind of go down the rabbit hole, and I always
Yeah.
regret it because I get so anxious. But then there are days where I'll just play with my daughter in the backyard as much as I can, and leave my phone in the house, and I'm so in such a better headspace. Um,
Nice.
and then lastly, again, these things are so obvious, but they really do matter. The last thing is just connecting with people that I care about. So,
Mm.
um, uh, you know, even
People
little
like
text.
me, Ed.
Of
People like me.
course, Rainn, absolutely.
Thanks.
And this is actually bringing me great joy right now, I have to say.
Oh, nice.
But even when we text each other just dumb little bullshit, it's always a delight.
Yeah.
Uh, and then, but FaceTiming and Zooming with friends and family,
Hmm.
um, uh, I'm so much more regularly in touch with certain family members, uh,
Hmm.
which is this weird silver lining right now. Um,
Mm.
and I talk to my mom every day, and before this it was a couple of times a week, but definitely not every day. And I'm really I
Yeah,
that
she said how much she's appreciated that because I talked to her at least 2 or 3 times a day, and she
is
said
that
that that connection that you guys have had
right?
increased, in this last month has meant a lot to her. In
Yeah.
fact, hold on 1 second. Yeah, I'm on with him right now. No, I'll tell him. Okay, we'll
Hey,
both
mom,
call you later.
can you tell
Okay.
it? Can you tell it?
No, no, sir,
We can.
no, no, no,
Okay.
no, no.
Thank you. Thank you for
Well,
checking in.
that's great, Ed. And those things are basic, but you can't hear them too much. You really can't. Exercise, ritual, family, connection,
Sleep.
getting sleep. Um, my sleep's been very affected adversely, and I just wake up at odd hours, and I'm just wide awake for an hour for no reason whatsoever.
Well, I think there's a
And
good
have
reason. The reason is that
Yeah,
the world is in chaos.
it's upside down. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it's hard. It is. It, and last night I carved out the late evening because I was like, I'm gonna go to bed at 8 o'clock, and
Wow.
I got in bed, and I couldn't sleep for I was so tired. I hadn't slept well the last couple of nights. I got in bed
Hmm.
early, and I just tried to wind down, and I couldn't. Tried to meditate a little bit, or just try to dive into a deeper state of relaxation. Very hard. It's very hard.
Yeah, it's challenging. It's challenging. And if you've been having weird dreams, I've been having really strange dreams. And then I read an article, I think in the New York Times, talking about how this is kind of a new thing. People are talking about how intense and strange their dreams are. Have you noticed that at all?
Yes, I have had weird dreams. I can't say they're any weirder than my normal dreams, which are extremely
Okay.
weird. Uh,
Right?
but they have been like the stakes seem a little higher in my dreams or something.
Yeah.
Uh, they're less sort of random. Um, and I rarely remember my dreams. It's unusual
Hmm.
for me to remember my dreams, but I feel like I am remembering a few more right now. And I that it's that a lot of people are going through that. There's a lot of stuff I think our subconscious is just
To
grappling with,
process.
trying to make sense
Yeah.
of, process. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, well, listen, Ed, I don't want to keep you. I know you're a busy guy. Are you working on some stuff? Are you writing some delightful, delicious comedy tidbits? I know you were getting ready to do this TV show, and that all got put on ice, right?
It did. So I have this show called Rutherford Falls that I co-created with Mike Schur, an old office buddy, and a writer
Sure.
named Sierra Teller Ornelas. And Sierra is our showrunner, and we had about 2 or 3 months of good writing. You know, we had a writer's room, and we were up and running, and we were supposed to start shooting literally the week of the shutdown. Um, so that obviously is on ice, but fortunately, because the writing process was already in motion, we're able to keep working, and the writers are still employed and they're getting paid,
Oh, great.
which is great. So we're meeting on Zoom 3 days a week for, you know, a good chunk of time, and it's actually been very effective. That's another thing that's helped my mental health, I think, is having something else creative to focus on.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
And
And that's one of these tools as well, is for everyone. You don't have to be in the TV business industry to be creative or find something that you can be creative with. But having a creative outlet is really a must.
yeah, I agree. I mean, creative outlets are a big thing for me, whether it's music or writing or acting or just comedy of any sort. It's a cathartic thing. It makes me feel productive, even if the result is not very consequential. I've been building a cardboard train for my daughter out of like Amazon boxes
What?
and all this stuff. Yeah, and
That's fantastic.
yeah, and it's like just it's clearly my wife makes fun of me because she's like, I think this is more for you than for our daughter, and she's not wrong. Like I put a lot of time into this thing, and I think my daughter is probably gonna like play with it for 10 minutes and then move on to something else. But uh, but it's really fun, and it's a creative expression, and it's and I don't have a lot of time between the work and just taking care of our family and the just cleaning the house, like all the stuff that we're doing. I don't have a lot of time to do that, but when I do kind of sneak away to work on it, it's really gratifying. So yeah, any kind of creative stuff, get after it.
Well, one thing I really have always admired about you, Ed, is how creative you are. And people don't know this about Ed, but you whittle, and you kind of would always make things and carve things for the office and build little things, and then you draw, expert artist, and world class banjo player, and you'd write and act. So your creativity is just really is pretty unbelievable, actually.
Well, that's very sweet of you to say. I just consider myself kind of crafty. I like doing crafty stuff. I did. It's funny. I stumbled on some old pictures from the office recently, and I gotta post these because I don't know if you remember this. There was a period in season, I don't even remember. It must have been 4. I think I'm guessing because Andy was sitting in the same island with Stanley and Phyllis.
Right?
Um,
Yep.
and I was making Star Wars spaceships out of office supplies. Do you remember this?
Right.
I
Yeah,
was,
totally. Totally.
it was
Yeah.
just like, it was how I passed the time between between setups and shots and stuff, is I would just like work on these little spaceships at my desk. And
Yeah.
the props team was always like, what do you need? Do you need more hot glue? Do you need more stuff? And I was like, I need more paper clips and a highlighter and some Elmer's glue. And they'd just be like, yeah, here you go. And so I had this little menagerie of Star Wars spaceships
That's fantastic.
X-wing fighter that I made out of binder clips, and
Did you keep any of those? Do you still have any of those?
I don't think I still have the actual things, but I have some great pictures of them. So I got.
Okay.
What happened?
Oh, I lost you a little bit. Are you back?
I'm
Yeah.
back.
Oh, there you're back. Yeah, it's a pretty piss poor connection. Um, so if we were to do country roads, you would do a harmony somewhat like this. Your harmony would be like, I'd be like, take me home. You would be like, take me
Take me home,
home, country
road,
road, to the place
place I
I belong,
belong,
West
West
Virginia.
Virginia.
Oh, there it is. Oh,
There
that's
it is.
sweet. That's some sweet, sweet bluegrass harmony. We got to
Oh,
get this going, man.
that's tasty. Yeah, we got to get into that.
That's juicy. Ed Helms, thanks so much for joining us on Hey There Human. Thanks for taking time out of your day. Get
Rainn,
back to your daughter and the cardboard trains.
I love you very deeply. Hang in there. And to everyone who's watching, also hang in there and be safe. And much love to everybody. Thanks for having me.
Love you too, brother. Thank you so much. Thanks so much. So
Bye.
long. Well, how about that? That was fun. The connection was kind of poor on my end. I don't know if he was very blurry to me. He was blurry like on a 3G first generation iPhone kind of blurry.